Can the Saints win a third game in a row and make the holiday season bright? Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour Podcast. Yeah, we're that podcast that wins awards.
Go.
Oh my God.
He looks like Ash from the end of Alien.
Usually, Dave, I can just open my throat and it's down.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour Podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey, and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. I'm Ralph Malbrough. I got Dave with me. I got Kevin. I got Thomas running the show back in Poland. It's that time of week where we preview in depth with serious football talk. Not really, just jokes. And we take some mailbag questions. Saints are playing the Jets. They are a 4.5-point favorite. And here's the question I have for us, Kevin, which I was thinking about. The Jets will have 2 first-round picks this year in 2026, and they will have 2 first-round picks in 2027. But
That's amazing.
Are the Saints in better shape and have a better long-term outlook than the Jets, even though they have less draft capital?
Well, I mean, the Jets are the Jets. I mean, you could hand the Jets 3 first-round picks, and I think they'd manage to somehow botch that.
They've done that before.
Yeah, I've seen the Browns have a lot of draft capital, and they've messed it up. I think the amount of draft capital is enough to give me pause, but
They're going to trade. They're going to trade, aren't they?
They got to trade up. If they want a quarterback, they got to move. They got to move some of that to get up because they're not picking first. Right now, it's the Giants picking first and the Titans picking second.
yeah, let's see.
What
What do we have?
I mean, the Jets, they've beaten the Browns. They've beaten the Falcons. They've beaten the Bengals. That's it.
Yeah,
Be
so
nice
the Jets
if,
pick 5th currently.
NFL.com would load. Yeah, the Giants, Giants,
the
Raiders,
Jets
Titans, Browns, Jets.
Yeah, but the Giants have a quarterback, even though his brain is a fried egg.
Jesus.
The Jets could move. I mean, Dave, he's been.
I know.
Jackson Dart.
I didn't say it wasn't true.
He's been evaluated for concussion in half his starts.
I know. I understand. I didn't say it was untrue. My reaction was more no. My reaction, well, maybe a little bit mean, but it's also, my reaction is also I feel bad for him. Like he's there's also a slight lack of sympathy. We've talked about this before because he does zero to Jackson Dart. We're talking about here. He does zero to protect himself. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't do. He shucks out there sliding, and granted, still getting hit. But at least he's sliding. But Jackson Dart is trying to extend runs along the out of bounds and not going out of bounds, and then just getting totally popped.
Yes, that's right. Tyler Shuck does a pretty good, even on the second touchdown against Tampa, he could have got blasted at the goal line and he avoided it and dove kind of weird and got out of the way. But Dave,
I would take the Saints to answer the question.
You would take the Saints. Dave, the Saints are picking 7th. But and I know you're a big pardon my take.
I am a big part of my take, but I think we're going to be I think we'll be picking lower than that for sure.
But I like pardon my take because they always do the power rankings that they do and tweet it out and post it on social.
Oh yeah, the mega ass.
Yeah, and the Saints, Dave.
Where are we now? I haven't looked. Yeah, where are we?
We're they were we're the best team we're the best team in the crap division, and it was the Saints. Okay. So I feel
well, we're the king of Crap Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I feel like the Saints, Dave, is it fair to say that we've like crawled out of the muck? Like the Saints aren't a
Yeah.
good team,
Yeah.
but they're like not in the
No.
Giants, Raiders, Titans, Browns, Jets category. We're like in a different street in the neighborhood now.
Yeah. Well, look, that's a lot of Look, first of all, pardon my take, guys. They're all big. They're Shuck boys. They're
They
total
are.
Shuck boys. They are big on Shuck.
I like Big Cat said if people knew how to say his name, he would be way bigger.
Yes.
I think that's accurate.
It's very accurate. I think I've said that about anybody before, and I think it is accurate. It's confusing. It's whatever the GH. Who knows? Anyway, I think you mentioned a lot of teams, and like the Giants have a good young quarterback too. So like I think Shuck and Jackson Dart could be comparable, but the Browns, no, I don't think that they're. Wait, what was your original question though? What was the original question?
Like if the Saints, if they climbed out of the muck, would you say they're definitely not a bottom
I think
dweller
we're in
team?
better shape. Yeah, I think we're in better. Like I don't know if we're in better shape than the Giants because I think Jackson Dart's pretty decent, but yeah, I think we're in better shape than I don't know, the Browns. What were the other teams that were
The Raiders, the Titans.
Oh yeah, the Raiders for sure. Yes, the Raiders.
The
Yep,
Cardinals.
the Titans. Yes, the Cardinals. Yep,
What
absolutely.
about the Jets?
I just feel
Absolutely.
like Kevin, I just feel like
well, I mean, the Jets again. The Jets have 2 first-round draft picks in the next 2 years. So like that's.
But here's the thing that I would say, Kevin, where the Saints are better off than probably any team in the top 10, because yes, the Jets have 2 first-round picks, but they're in a division with Josh Allen and Drake May. The Raiders,
Right.
by the way, the Raiders, Dave, they had 70 fucking 5
Raiders are a
yards of
disaster.
offense.
Yeah, I know, I
75
saw
yards
that.
of offense for the entire game.
Yeah.
Kevin, I don't
No, I
think
know.
in my entire life, Ditka, Nussmeier, Heath Schuler, Bumfit, like all of it, I don't think the Saints have ever had a game where they had less than 100 yards of offense. Like that's
No, the Raiders are a disaster. How many wins do they have?
2.
Are they the first? They're picking first overall right now.
They're picking
the
second.
worst team?
Giants are picking first. Titans are
Oh, the
picking second.
Giants. That's right. you said.
But Kevin, I think the Saints are better off than all these teams
they're
in the top 10 because the Saints are in the NFC South.
Well,
that.
you forget one thing.
What is
The
that?
Rams are still in the NFL draft top 10 thanks to the Atlanta Falcons.
That's right. That's right. They're not better off. I forgot. My bad. They're not. The Saints are not better off than the Rams.
So what was your
So-
question going to be?
So my question is, with this Saints team, what do you think when you look back at the Saints season? What do you think we got? And take Shuck out of it. What do you think we got the most wrong about the Saints going into the year? Because they're clearly not in the muck. And look, that's a big part of it is Shuck. Like he's been very good the last 6 weeks. But what do you think when we were getting in August? Like, what do you think that we got as Saints podcasters, call us whatever you want, personalities? But like, what do you look back just for yourself and be like, I got this wrong, and I got it wrong, and that's a big reason why the Saints are kind of better than we thought.
I can list you. I mean, take your pick. Take your pick. Underselling the defense, underselling what Brandon Staley would do, thinking Cam Jordan and Demario Davis were circling the drain, hating the Devon Vele pick or trade, I should say.
Trade.
Any of those 3. I mean, those would be my top 3.
Yeah, Dave, the thing that I feel like we all got wrong is I thought the Saints secondary was going to be light on fire, god freaking awful. And it was going to be a bunch of
Why did you think
because
that?
it was going to be Justin
You don't
Reed,
like Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid, Isaac Yiddom,
Okay.
Quincy
Yeah,
Riley and Sanker, and it was just going to be a disaster of kids blowing coverages, missing tackles, Alontae Taylor all year long, and it was just going to be a disaster. And it's really been a strength. Now, Kool-Aid's given up a lot of touchdowns, but he's kind of up and down. I really like him, but it's been way better than I thought. Like, these kids are playing like way better than they have any right to be playing, I think. Like, that's the thing that of all the things that I got wrong,
fair.
that's the thing.
Fair.
What about you? What do you think you got most wrong?
I didn't know we were going to ask this. We don't do a rundown for the second show.
We don't.
We're winging it here. Yeah, you're just springing this question on me. Honestly, I would have thought Spencer Rattler would have done better. I really would have thought. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought he would have been good for a couple of wins. I thought maybe he would have started off better. I think looking back, I think if we can put ourselves, I know it's hard to do, but if we can put ourselves in our shoes, 4 months ago, late August, early September, and where we were and what we saw, I think most of us were like, yeah, Rattler, he's probably the guy, or not the guy, but he's the guy that won the battle, the competition between him and Shuck. And I don't know. I would have thought he would have done a little bit better, but I mean, he really that was tough sledding.
And final question before we get to listener questions and patrons questions. Kevin, we got 3 weeks left. You got the Jets, the Titans, and Atlanta, and the Saints are going to be they're favored against the Jets. They're probably going to be favored against the Titans. Atlanta is probably going to be like a 3.5 point favorite, but
I might be less than that, man. Might be less.
Might be. I mean, Atlanta.
If you want me to predict it? If you want to predict it 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out, I'm sorry. I'll say 2 points. Right now.
It could be. It could. Like, because Atlanta's though they like Raheem Morris. They're playing hard, so we'll see. But we got 3 weeks left. What do you want from the last 3 weeks? And you can't say just keep everybody healthy. Obviously, we want that. We don't want any catastrophic injuries at the end of the year going into the offseason. But what do you want to see? If I could tell you, Kevin, you can have one thing, not wins, obviously, but you can have one thing happen these last 3 weeks for the Saints. What would you want it to be?
Oh man, let me see. Do I want to be? Let me see. I want to look. I'm checking a stat here, and I want to see where. All right, so Cam Jordan is sitting at 128 sacks. I would like to see him get to 133.
Wow, that's ambitious.
I know. Well,
but
listen,
hey,
the way you're wording this, it makes it sound like I should be ambitious, and I'll say that.
That's right.
So
I like that.
I'm going to say 133 sacks because that would put him ahead of. Get him ahead of Ricky Jackson, Lawrence Taylor, and Leslie O'Neal on the all-time sack list, and it would get him just behind John Abraham. So, 5 sacks in 3 games. It is. It
John
is
Abraham.
John Abraham has 133.5.
It seems ambitious, but I'll say this: Cam Ward is the embodiment. Like Cam Ward, I think he's gotten sacked almost 60 times. So like, it's not inconceivable that if the Saints could get ahead of the Titans, like that Cam Jordan could eat, and he could, you know what I'm saying? Like he could have like a 3-sack game against the Titans, and then you get a 3-sack game against the Titans. Then you only need 1 against the Jets and 1 against Atlanta.
1 against the Falcons, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was initially thinking offense, but then I decided, you know what? Let's just make absolutely sure. Cam Jordan. Like I think Cam Jordan has enough in the sack. Has enough in the sack.
No
I think
pun
Cam
intended.
Jordan has enough sacks total to
get the Cam.
to get the gold jacket, but I want to
Regardless, yeah.
I want to make this like there's no doubt.
Cement it.
It's nothing. There should be no doubt. I don't. There shouldn't even be that long of a discussion. So get him 5 more.
Well, and I just think,
yeah.
Well, wait. Let me ask you a question. Do you think so? Do we think that Brandon Staley / Kellen Moore are they the kind of coach, players, coaches, where they're obviously aware of this and cognizant of this, and they're going to actively try and make this happen? Like, because that's part of it. Like you need a coaching staff that's going to lean into this and like say, hey, let's try to do this.
I think they can. I think it's hard, Dave. I think that's a great point. I think it's harder on defense than on offense, right? If you
control the ball, you control the play.
You can throw the ball, you can give him carries, you can say, hey, this guy needs another touchdown to hit a bonus. It's at the goal line. Let's do something for him. It's easier.
Yeah, but you can still play Cam Jordan. You can still play Cam Jordan more than you would normally would, and also can still play Cam Jordan late in a game that you might be destroying the Jets on. You might be up by 20 points in the fourth quarter in the Jets, and normally you wouldn't play Cam, but you know what? Let's throw him out there and let's see if we can get those numbers up.
I think that's what they do. I think you'll see it in blowouts against the Titans. Again, it would be fun even if you're blowing out the foul. Like I think Cam Jordan, he's usually getting about 25, 30 snaps. I think you could see it. He's getting 40. 45, especially in a blowout, like in a late game, he should be on the sideline laughing. Mm-hmm. But we're like, you know what? Try to get that third sack against the Falcons because we're up 3 scores. Mm-hmm. The thing that I want to see, Kevin, is I'm going to go offense. Chris Olave is at 896 yards. He needs his career high is 1,123. I'd love to see Olave get to 1,200 yards. It would take a lot because he's got 3 games. He'd have to average 100 games. So he'd need like a monster game. But I feel like Tyler Shuck, especially that last drive against Carolina, where he was just feeding Olave the last 2 drives. Like I feel like it's possible. Like there's a good chance that like we're gonna have like in these last 3 games, we're gonna have one of those 11 catch, 165 yard games from Olave. So I think he can get to 1,200 yards. It's not
165 yards
in one game. He needs 300. He needs 304 yards to get to 1,200.
Right. That would be a career if he hit 165 yards. His current career high in a game is his third game in his career. He caught 9 catches for 147 yards in a 22-14 loss at Carolina. Everything close to that is all in the around he hasn't even eclipsed 120 since then.
Okay. Well, it can happen. Or if I can't have that, I would love Juwan Johnson to get to 80 catches. He'd need 18 catches so he'd need to average 6 catches the last 3 weeks. Juwan Johnson getting to 80 catches would be really funny.
Dave, what about you? What do you think?
What was the original question? I don't even remember now.
What one thing? What you got 3 weeks left in the Saints season. What's the one thing you want to have happen besides wins?
I want Charlie Smith to go perfect and not miss any kicks.
Oh, that's a good one. You want to lock down the kicker for going into 2026. I like that.
Please, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Like just like you don't have to give a number of how many kicks or long kicks. You just want whatever he does, just be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 games. There's going to be at least 6, 7 kicks. Like, make them all. Like, let's just go. Come on.
By the way, the Saints' red zone since the last 3 weeks has been like they're converting touchdowns at like a 75% clip, where they were the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
So they're not better. So that's our Jets preview. Thomas, let's get to the mailbag.
Again, I think that has a lot to do with having a quarterback who's willing to take chances and throw the ball necessarily, when a guy is not necessarily opening or letting his receivers make a play. I think that's a big part of it.
No, it is. And like even the touchdown to Olave, like that was
I thought that almost got picked off. That was a tight.
Yeah,
that was right in there. Like I thought he was going to end up in his pocket, in the other guy's pocket. But it ended up working out great. And again, yes, that's a throw Rattler would never make. That's a throw. There's a throw. Ian Book, what's his face? Who's still on the team?
Throwing rainbows.
I don't think Teddy Bridgewater makes that throw.
No, you might be right. You might be right. I love it.
Tyler Shuck has a lot of.
He's our little gunslinger.
Tyler Shuck has a lot of throws where you're like, no, yes. A lot of that going on with Tyler Shuck.
Hey, do you guys think this
exactly
is Taysom? Do you guys think this is Taysom's last home game?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I don't know. By the way, I think he played golf today.
I think yes, I do. And I think people should appreciate him. I think the Saints should have him last out of the tunnel for the starting lineups.
I don't want to miss Taysom's last home game, but I might not go to this game.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know.
Because I'm going to the game in Oxford the night before.
That's right. Oxford's a 6-hour drive.
The day before. No, I'm flying.
Just take a private plane, man. You can afford it now.
I am.
Take a helicopter.
I'm going to be home in time. I could go to the game on Sunday, but if Tulane wins, I'm going to be busy. I got to get all the Sugar Bowl merch.
That's right. No, I think Kevin, that's a great question. I think it's potentially Taysom, Demario Davis, and Cam Jordan's last game. And the thing that makes it very, I don't know, weird's not the right word, but awkward is because Cam's playing great. Demario's playing great. Taysom, he's injured. He was hurt last year, and it's been a struggle for him. Some of it's he's lost the juice. Some of it's the Saints offensive line sucks. But like all these players' contracts, Kevin, void at the end of this year. So they haven't announced anything. So we don't know if this is it, and that they're not telling us, right? So it's a kind of if you're going to the game, like soak it in, I think is the right attitude to have, right, Kevin?
Yes. Yeah, win or lose, just, like those guys deserve as good a send-off as can be given.
All right, Thomas, let's get to a couple patron questions. What you got for us?
All right, first question from Missing Drew. Chill out.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
All right, first question from Missing Drew Brees. He asks, considering our success these last few games, was Alvin Kamara, or rather Kellen Moore's over-reliance on him, actually holding this offense back?
No, that has nothing. I don't think to do with it.
No, I think Alvin Kamara with Tyler Shuck running the read option would be delightful. And Kevin, listen, I think you got to throw Kamara in there. Kamara is the kind of guy, he's his own man and he's unique. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if, like, in February, Alvin Kamara hops on Instagram and is like, I love you, New Orleans. Thanks. I'm done. Like, so they got a lot going on in this. They got a lot going on in this final home game, I think. That's like undercurrent. And I think if the Saints were still really, really bad and like had the first pick, all these stories of these old players and possibly retiring and possibly being their last game, it would be more in the forefront, Dave. But because Tyler Shuck mania has taken over everything, it's kind of pushed back. But it's a lot of these guys that we've they've fought and we've loved them so much. Like it's a lot. This final game, man, it's a lot. It's a lot of potential goodbyes for like Saints legends that are going to be up in the rafters. Like Cam, Kamara, and Demario Davis are all locks for the Ring of Honor. And this might be it. Unmute yourself.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. It's also no, I'm here. It's also the end of the first year of a coach, and so like when a coach comes in to a new team, like I think there's he accepts a lot of the players that were there already because he wants to sort of make the transition as smooth as possible. Like you're not going to come in hot and just get rid of everybody and bring in new people. But I think after your first season and after you've gotten your feet wet and you've been here for a while, I think the next off season, I think that's when you've evaluated everybody. I think that's when you make a lot of your decisions and a lot of your changes. And so I think you're looking at that situation also coming up this off season. And so I think there might be some veterans that maybe that aren't even at retiring age, but they might be getting cut because they don't necessarily vibe with Kellen Moore and the coaching staff and what they're into. But I mean, just I think again, I think the first off season after a coach's first season, full season, I think that's when you're going to see a lot and probably the most change, I think. So I think
Kevin,
we're in for it regardless.
I didn't think of all these players leaving. I'm not going to the game. I sold my tickets. Now I'm sad. I should have gone.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. This is the most I've ever like sold tickets and not gone to a home game for no real. Well, I have a reason, I guess. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, Tulane's in a playoff. So
You have a
how
mistress?
far is that flight? That's like a 45-minute flight to Oxford.
Like an hour and 15.
Oh wow, it's that far. I didn't think so. What's next, Thomas?
All right, and the final question of the show from the usual suspect, Saints Rabbit. He asks, where does Smythe flexing at the Panthers bench before the game winning kick went in rank for you in this 2025 season? And what would you consider as the top 3 moments of the season so far, if that's possible?
Okay, can I read this question over again because you did it?
Awesome.
Hold on. Can I read this question over because it was poorly read from our foreign correspondent, and I don't think it made a lot of sense the way it was read.
What correspondent?
Where does Smith flexing at the Panthers bench before the game-winning kick went in rank for you in this 2025 season? And what would you consider as the top 3 moments of the season so far, if that's possible?
I think definitely
Chuck's scramble against the Bucks for that touchdown. I think that has to go.
Yeah, that's one of mine. That's one of my favorites. That was wild. Again, for my wife to notice, for my wife to look up from what she was doing and pay attention to a Saints game and comment and say, do quarterbacks normally run that fast? Like, he looked like he was going way faster than everybody else on the defense. I think that says something.
Yeah, what's a memorable moment for me, Kevin? It's weird because right after was literally the end of Rattler. But that goal line stand against Tampa in the Dome was really cool. And it was really cool and it was really fun. And I'll kind of always remember it because it literally like 2 plays later, Spencer Rattler was over and he may never play a meaningful snap for the Saints again. So we'll see. That's me. And the Shuck run and the Smith kick was awesome. It really was. So
yeah, I mean, I guess there's your 3. There's your 3.
So anyway, guys, thanks for the questions. Send them in. We use them all. We use them on the live stream. We use them on this show, and we love you guys. And send the questions. We try to get to them all. And hey, man, once the season ends, we love the weirder, the longer, multiple parts questions. We love them. It's off season time. So anyway, thanks for supporting the show. Leave a comment on YouTube. It helps us and it doesn't cost you anything. Go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Become a patron. I forgot to mention, Thomas, me and you have failed. We have an amazing holiday offer for people that aren't patrons. Go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Check it out. Become a patron. Support the show. It's amazing. You should do it. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Thomas, best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. I'm Ralph Malbrough. We will see you after Saints Jets at about 3:30. Until then, the bar is closed.